Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole's Needlework. Today is Saturday, March 16th, and it's right around 10 a.m. As you can see, I am here. I ended up not going to Rock Hill today. I actually went last Friday. I was thinking about it, and I decided to take the day off work and go up to Rock Hill, go to the stitch and frame shop. I ended up going to IKEA, and then I picked up Bradley from USC on my way home. So it worked out really well, and it was a really fun day. Although I did miss out on stitching with my friends today, but I'm hoping we can get together soon. But I do have a finish. I finished Blackbird Designs, Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring. Yay, I'm so happy with it. I love it. I love it so much. And I did the 36 count Oaken by Picture This Plus. And all the called for threads, 1/2. I just love it. I had so much fun stitching it, and I love this linen. And a lot of people commented that my linen looks lighter, and it is. It is a lighter dye lot, I think. There are some kind of darker splotches in the back, but I don't know. I really like it. And I personalized it a little bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to. So I put an N there. I put 2019. I put an N down here instead of the M that was there. And I put B, J, and M for my boys. And then a C down there for my husband, Chris. But yeah, I had so much fun with this. And so Stitch and Frame usually does a framing sale in the spring. So I think once they do that, I will then take this up there to get it framed. And I also have to apologize to the, someone came up and said hi to me. And I'm very, very introverted. I'm very shy. So I apologize for not talking more. I don't know why I get so embarrassed. It's so different being in my bedroom and talking to my iPad than being in front of people. So again, I apologized. For my what seemed like rudeness, but it's really just extreme shyness. So again, I'm very sorry. But thank you for saying hi to me. That was really, really sweet. Okay, so I guess I will share what goodies I got at the Stitch and Frame shop. And let me also say, I am definitely getting back on my budget now. I've gone a little crazy, but I'm done. I've gotten it out of my system. As long as I can stay off of the Country Sampler website, I'm good. Stay off all websites, I'll be good. But, so I got these boxes at IKEA. Carol, Saltbox Stitcher, who very kindly mentioned me in her last video. We are BFFs now, Carol. She had gotten some boxes at IKEA, so I'm like, I need to get boxes. Everything she does, I really want to do. But anyway, so at the Stitch and Frame shop, I got Plum Street Samplers, A Gentleman's Daughter. I love this. I love that house. I'm an Anglophile, so when I saw that British flag, I was like, oh, I must stitch, And I kitted it up with fabric I had. And I did order a couple threads I needed from 123 Stitch. But this linen is 40 count maple sugar. I thought it looked really pretty with the threads. So, love this. Also from Stitch and Frame, let me see. Here. It's in the other box. Okay. I got Heartstring Samplers, The Stitching Life. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Did not get that up or anything. And I had to get the Blackbird books. Our Lasting Friendship. I love that. Can't wait to stitch this and put all my friends' initials in there. So sweet. I guess this was from, looks like it was from the Shepherd's Bush retreat, because there's a little pin cushion that says Shepherd's Bush. So sweet. And I got the Ooh La La. Love this. And there's samplers in here that are so pretty. Everything in here is just, there was one that really caught my eye. This one. I love that. It's called A Bit of Spring. So, love that one. And then, here it is. And then I got the Bells on Christmas Day. So, love these books. Had to get them. And then, what else? Oh, I'm doing, so I did a little video before I did this for the Sarah Redfern giveaway. So I will insert that at the end. Let's see. Oh, and then in the clearance section at Stitch and Frame, I found this cute pincushion by Samplers Not Forgotten. And it was the whole kit. So I thought that was so sweet and on sale. So, very cute. Sorry for the glare. Excuse me. So I joined a group on Facebook called SC Stitchers. And as I was driving up to Rock Hill, hold on, Ginger wants out. So as I was driving up to Rock Hill, one of my friends texted and said, "Are you going to the meetup tomorrow at Panera in Somerville, South Carolina?" I said, I didn't know about it. I hadn't been on Facebook. So I checked and they were having a get together. And so come to find out, every first Saturday of the month, they've been getting together at this Panera. I had no clue. So, and then the new shop, Fire Poppies, brought some goodies from market, and she actually brought them in her car. So we were shopping in her car, but it was really fun. It was so much fun to meet stitchers in the area. And I also met Kate, Madam Ice. She has a YouTube channel. Go check her out. And so that was fun. And it was just so much fun. It was fun to meet the new shop owner. I'm so excited. I'm hoping she gets a location that works for her. And so anyway, so I did get a couple things from her too. I got Blackbird Designs, Where Flowers Bloom. I love this. Gosh, I love the reds. So, so cute. And some thread drops. She's going to be carrying these, so I was super excited about that. And I also got sorry, not very organized today. Some linen, and it is the, I already took it out, but it's the old Massachusetts linen from Primitive Hair, and I got 40 count. And from Pineberry Lane, I actually ordered this from their website. You can get e-patterns from her website. And it's really neat because you can create an account and then your downloads are kept there forever. But I ended up ordering Anne, I can't remember what it's called, Anne Marston 1843. I just thought that was such a sweet sampler. And so I kitted up with the Old Salem, that's another of Primitive Pairs linen. Old Massachusetts linen. So I really like that. It's so sweet. I love that sampler. So, and then I made the mistake of going onto Country Sampler's website. I need to stay with you. But I was so excited because one of the first things that popped up and new was like kind of a unicorn chart. I had it at one time. I had it, I must have sold it like on Stash and Load or somewhere on my blog. And then I always regretted it because it's such a, I love it. I don't know why I sold it. But it's Jane Tyndall by Needlework Press. So I was so excited to see it. And when I had it before, I had it kitted up. So I didn't get rid of any of the threads or anything. So still have all the threads. And this I put with it is 40 count vintage pearled barley. I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to use. I'm leaning towards it. I think the threads look pretty on it. And there's that one bright red that I love. So, cows, the red cows. Yeah. So, and then you know how no chart can travel alone. Yeah. Where did I put it? So I have looked at this and looked at this and looked at this for quite a while now, and I just decided to go for it. And this is why I must get back on my budget. I ended up getting the Mary Bars 1829 kit from Country Sampler. Now I've seen, I have a picture I saved of the model they did, and it's so pretty. It's just so pretty, but look at these threads. Oh, they're to die for. I just love it. And this is 36 count parchment from Weeks. I'm not a huge fan of Weeks, but I'm gonna try it. I'll try it and see how it goes. But man, it's so pretty. So pretty. So I'm trying to decide if this is gonna be my next start. So yeah, this is kind of like my box of wonderfulness from Country Sampler. I'm obsessed. It's bad. So, and speaking of Carol, she kind of inspired me to get this sampler. So it's the Pink House Sampler by Plum Street Samplers, and I've always loved this. The only thing I didn't really like is the verse, and not that it's religious. I don't mind religious verses. It just seemed kind of sad. So I decided to rechart it with another kind of popular sampler verse, the I sigh not for beauty, nor languish for wealth, but grant me kind providence, virtue, and health. And if anyone else is interested in this, I mean, it's not perfectly charted, like I probably could have spaced it better, but I have a copy of it. I found a neat program, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's an online cross-stitch editing program. So then I also decided to do my great-grandmother's name, which is so sweet. I love her name, Olive Emma Roof. That's her maiden name, Roof. And the year she was born, 1889. which isn't far off. This is $18.99. So I have a teeny tiny little start. And this fabric is 40 count. It was Park City blend. And I washed it. And it washed a lot of the color out, but it's still pretty. And the reason I washed it is because I've started a couple things on this before. And I wanted to kind of, I can't even tell really where I did the stitching, but washing it kind of helped get all the holes where the stitches were, kind of tighten it back up. And I washed it and dried it and ironed it, and so that's my teeny tiny little start on Pink House Sampler. And I'm using all the called for threads. Most of them I got a couple at Stitch and Frame. So oh, a couple other things I got at Stitch and Frame. I got a fat quarter of the new Picture This Plus color Heartland, which is really pretty. I really like it. This is 36 count. I'm loving the 36 count. And then I also got a fat quarter of Sand by Picture This Plus, 36 count. And after I finished Merrily Merrily, I decided to get back to Soul Sisters. And I do not know where to put the chart. I made a working copy of it and I can't find it. So I don't have a lot done on this. Still working on the words down there. And this is 32 count Bramble by Picture This Plus. I love this Bramble. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty neutral. And using all the called for threads. And I'm stitching it 1/2. So as you can see, coverage isn't bad. I'm not minding it. Pretty threads, so pretty. So I think I'm gonna work on this until it's finished, and then maybe start one of my samplers. Yeah, back to the budget, back to being good. So I think that's it. Oh, I have been working on my shawl a little bit. After I'm done stitching for the night, I'll usually pull this out, give my back and eyes a rest, but it's just kind of a triangular type section right now. And this is hedgehog fibers in graphite, and there's a little tag, shiny, and this is skinny singles. And hedgehog fibers, it's hand dyed in Ireland. It's made in Ireland. And the other color I'm using is Cheeky. So it's coming along. I'm almost to the stripes, which I'm looking forward to, because this is just a lot of black. Got this in my little bag I got at Hobby Lobby. Love this bag. And I think that is it. So next time I go up to Stitch and Frame, I'll take my framing up there, and I'm trying to decide. I definitely want to get Merrily Merrily, and I may wait to get Sarah Redfern framed. I'm not sure. So we'll see. But anyway, thank you again for watching. Thanks for all your very kind comments. I love hearing from you all. I try to answer questions. Sometimes I miss them. So if you have a question, I'm going to put my email below. You can email me or go to my blog. I have a comment form, and that goes directly to my email also. But if you do have any other questions, just let me know. One question I get a lot is, do I stitch in hand? Yes, I do stitch in hand. I do the sewing method. I have a video on Instagram, and I'll put a link to it below. It's a real quick video, but it just shows how I stitch in hand. If you have watched Kitten Stitchers, how she stitches in hand, that's pretty much how I do it, except she goes from the top to the bottom. No, bottom to the top. I don't know. I do opposite from her. Whatever she does, I go from top, I'm trying to think now, top right to bottom left, and then top left to bottom right. Does that make any sense? Yeah, kind of. I don't do one stitch at a time. I do a row, come back, do a row, even using variegated threads, do a row, come back. I never worry about striping or anything. I just do it the way I do it. So anyway, thanks again for watching. If I will put show notes up later. Hey again, everyone. I just realized I wanted to talk about one thing. So before I showed about putting the threads on the card and how to take one strand. That is for using just one strand of thread on your projects, not for two. If you're taking two, take the whole 6 strands and separate it that way. That way you don't have mismatched threads on your needle. So I wanted to clarify that. Pulling one strand off, that's for using one strand of floss, which is what I usually use. I very rarely use 2 strands anymore. Once in a while on maybe an ornament or something like that, but even that is getting more rare. So anyway, oh, and I did, I kitted up something else. I have been kind of collecting these threads for a while, but I got them all, and so this is a project I really want to start in the future, and it is Shakespeare's Peddler, Kitten Stitchers, a Quaker Sampler, Ragamuffin number 2, and she has showed this on her video, on one of her videos, and I will try and find it and link it below because it is just a gorgeous sampler. And a couple of these are a Versoix, Soie d'Alger. A couple of these came from a shop in Paris. My friend Candace went to Paris for Christmas and brought me home a few threads, and they just happened to be the threads I needed for this sampler. So that's fun. And you can hear the cats running around acting stupid. Look. Oh, crap. So, one thing I wanted to talk about real quick was dye lots. I know we all get a little frustrated with different thread dye lots. Sometimes they're close enough that you can kind of get away with it. Sometimes they're just a little bit off. Sometimes they're way off and you probably can't get away with using both. So for Pink House Sampler, I had 2 dye lots of Faded Rose, and they were a little off. They weren't so far off that they were 2 different colors. They were just a little off. So what I do, I take both of them off the card and I kind of separate them all out, kind of mix them all up, and then just kind of put them together. So I just mix them up, and then I do this with dye lots that are a little different, but you can get away with using them together. And so that kind of helps get them all kind of blended. And then when I pull, I'm pulling from, you know, both die lots. And then you can't even really tell that they were 2 different die lots. Now that may or may not work with die lots that are really different. It might. I mean, you never know what the look you'll get is. So that is one thing I wanted to share that I forgot. And then I just put them together on my card. Oops. I'll put them together later. And I did the same thing with my piney woods. I had, so this calls for 3 skeins of piney woods, and they weren't really different. They were just a little bit different. So I did the same thing. I took them all off the cards and I kind of mixed them all together, and that kind of takes care of different die lots. And then when I pull my one strand, I just pick different sections to pull from. So I'm using, you know, different colors. So that seems to work for me, and I hope that's a good tip and that you can use that in the future. Talk to you later. Bye. She wanted back in now. So as I was saying, I will put show notes up in between loads of laundry. I'm going to work on my show notes. Show notes can be found on NicolesNeedlework.com, and I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry and on Facebook, although I haven't been posting on Facebook. I need to get back to doing that at Nicole's Needlework. So I try to make it easy. You can just search and find me. But like I said, if you have any questions, just leave me an email. Sometimes comments, I try to read all the comments, and for some reason sometimes I miss them. So going back through for the giveaway, I found a few questions that I missed. So if I don't answer, ask again, or send me an email, or go to my blog and I have a comment form on there too, and that goes directly to my email. Alright, so thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. And there's Ginger. She's so bad. She's not bad. Look, Ginger. Hey everyone, I am getting ready to give away. There was 150 entries for the giveaway, and I'm going to try and do this without shaking too much. I'm going to hit generate, and it's number 45. So let me come over here. #45 is Denise Powers. So Denise, you won Sarah Redfern chart by the Scarlet House. I will put a link below to my email address. Just email me and I will get it out to you. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your comments.